Hey, hello. My name is Duna, and this will be my first daily analysis of NQ, NASDAQ. I just got home from work, and I'm going to approach the markets today in the exact same way I would if I just got home. So I might have a few things already laid out, but most of it will be me talking through what I look for, my understanding of the day that we've had in Asia, coming into the UK session. I only trade UK, so my analysis will be fairly local. It will just be me considering what I want to see for a trade, and generally just understanding what the hell is going on today in the markets. So I hope you gain something from it. I'm going to start on the 1 hour of the NQ. Here we have New York. Immediately, the first thing I notice is New York could not break this level at all. And it's even showing up on the 1 hour. There's a lot of wicks here. And we also got the same kind of behavior here at this little pivot down here, right? So from a very basic, just looking at the chart, obviously price wants to be stuck in here, right? But let's zoom out a small bit. So the charts I'm using are the CME charts. Maybe I should use a different chart. I could check the maybe FXCM chart. Let's see if that shows a bit of a difference. What it would be NAS 100, I'm guessing. Yeah. So what are we at? 19,450. Yeah. So the price is different. But the levels should be the same. But yeah, I'm going to use the CME chart for today. Maybe in the future, probably in the future, I will switch to the FXCM chart just so everybody is on the same price. Anyway, using the CME chart, we can see that if we zoom out and we have this crazy consolidation that happened back in August, there was an order block here, and it was a nice looking order block, and it led to this break of structure, this one right here, right? It's a pretty large break of structure, which also led to a much higher time frame break of structure, right? It led to like a break structure that was like visible on the 4 hour pretty easily, like very easily, probably even on the daily. So this was a large break of structure, and we changed character around here, and then we came up, tested it once, tested it again, got the reaction, and that's kind of where we are now. So I'll go into the 30-minute. So we failed to break that high, reacted off to the order block heavily, and we came back into this area. Now this low liquidity from this guy, and it came into this order block here, which is a 30-minute. And this order block was responsible for an internal break, right? It wasn't responsible for anything outside of an internal break, right? Because our external structure here is this guy, who is all these flat tops, and down here, which already changed character before this, right? So this order block The only thing it did, which was sizable enough, but what it did was it broke us out of this little consolidation, right? So I would have been looking for potentially a long here. I don't know where my target would have necessarily been. If I had longed from here, I would have been a bit cautious because we did technically change character here, right? But it led to a push up into the block. And then now we're after pushing down, and we haven't really like very strongly broken structure on the 30 minute anyway. Coming down to the 15, both sides of this are just messy as hell. Messy as hell. But on the 15, we can see that this structure to begin with didn't really have a crazy kind of liquidity grab. It was basically just setting up liquidity to be taken, right? So we've come into this area, we've gotten some kind of reaction out of it, right? And that brings us to the start of today. So the higher time frame analysis at the moment, you know, we have this huge push up, this horrendously imbalanced area, this breakaway gap, and we have a kind of higher time frame curve here of liquidity being built, right? So, you know, coming down and swiping this eventually is definitely on the cards. But on the other hand, we have these flat highs here that we're kind of trapped in between two areas of interest. And it kind of makes sense because there's so much news coming out this week that I would expect, like, these are huge pools of liquidity. There's massive pools of liquidity here. So for higher time frame moves, because of what they've done and what they've kind of set up, take liquidity here, break structure up, take liquidity internally, have a little mini change of character, and then fail to close here, and then fail to close below these lows, we're kind of in like something that's just kind of begging to range, I think, until news gives us a crazy influx of activity to break either side, or whatever the market maker wants to do, right? But anyway, that's the higher time frame stuff. We're here for what can we do today. So I'm gonna go to my micro chart for my smaller time frame analysis, but I'll be looking at the NQ as well to make sure that price action lines up, and I'll probably also look at the S&P as well to see if there's any differences in price that might help me gauge the truth, say. So coming down smaller, I like the 15, but I like the 10, the 12, sometimes use the 7, 5, 3, 2, and the 1. I'm gonna come down to the 10 minute, and let's look at what Asia did today, right? So we start off the day in Asia. I'll come down to the 3. We start off the day in Asia. We had this push down from US, which honestly, like, these ascending highs, it's not very easy for me to say that this was a massive break of structure or not, because there's no real washing of liquidity here in order to call this a very strong area to consider a structural break. What I do see below it, though, is this price action here, which had a nice little wash. So it came up with this and took this liquidity. Right? It took this. Then it came down after it took this and took that. And then it came up again and broke structure. Right? Kind of like this. And not only did it break structure there, it broke structure here. So this little wash, I like that. It shows me that there's it shows me a feeling of strength. Like, it gives me a feeling of strength. And what happened was we actually came into an unmitigated order block here. Call that a 3-minute order block, and we'll say that it was responsible for a change of character, because up until this point we were very much coming down, and then we changed character here, right? This was a bullish change of character. Got a little squid, because I will consider this my external, I'll consider it my external market structure, right? Maybe I shouldn't, but we'll just give it the squid for now. So what happened was we came into this 3-minute order block, which was below this kind of shifting point, and we really pulled very quickly out of it, which to me is like, it seems like a strong bullish sign, right? Take liquidity here. And this builds a case for a kind of bullish, at least internally bullish situation, right? Which is what it's what Asia did. So, well, it kind of did it for a while. So we took liquidity here. Remember, noting that this reaction was caused by a very strong external catalyst, right? So this small little liquidity grab, you could use this as a guide for this internal range, right? From here to here. I would, anyway. So this is US. I like to put little flags. That's Australia. I like to put little flags. This is US's low, down here. And what happened after that is we built a kind of a bit of a nasty curve, honestly. Nasty liquidity curve. Before it really changed character, or we'll just say a break of structure, and I'll call this internal. So I'll say this is a bullish change of character internally here. Take liquidity here. This is faffing around, as we say, doing nothing until it breaks up. But before it broke up, it just built a low liquidity here. So I'm noting this. I have a value area low marked here, and I actually don't remember what I used for this. It might have been the reaction of this order block to the retest. Yeah, it's a bit high, but this was an interesting area, and this value area low that I marked helped me navigate. And I like using these consolidations that test their worth. I like using them as guides. So I think I also have the point of control here. I don't know what this is from. Yeah, I have the point of control of this range here. And you know what? Let's put the value of it back up. Well, actually, it was really tested and a swing failed. I think the value area low is a nice one to have marked. Because whether we like it or not, it's still being held up. You know, every time it's come down into this value area, we've had strong reactions off this point. So I'm going to hold it. I'm going to keep it there. Now, what did Asia do? Asia did a bunch of nothing. I was watching it at work today, and I actually took a very cheeky trade. I took a short because I saw that we were coming into this little order block. Tiny little 1-minute order block, right? Tiny little 1-minute order block. Previous structural point here, lining up with it. That's lovely. And that order block seemed to deliver a lot of bearish price action from it. And it's set up some nice liquidity here, right? So I thought that, hey, I think it could probably swing fail these and give a small bit of a reaction, you know? You can see that this structure here had kind of very strong bearish feeling to it. So it could swing back, fail back in there. And though it's a change of character. And my God, I sat in this trade for ages, like forever. got in like here. I think I got in here, and it just dragged on, and I think I closed it like around here because I wasn't too convinced, honestly. Close there? Oh no, I closed it here. This is not that trade. It's all right. But I knew it wasn't really going to last because look, we had this change of character, right? And Asia does things, you kind of have to respect it, you know, especially when it tests kind of structure that was done by US. So you got to respect what's being done, you know. But I knew that once we came out of this little range that Asia built, we were coming into a bigger pull. We're coming into US's pull. Now these, notice these. I was like, we might come for them, but I didn't push my luck. I'm gonna add these. Actually, do I already have these? My liquidity lines? No. So I'm gonna add this curve. Liquidity line. This was already taken. This block is completely mitigated, destroyed. And you can see the reactions off that point of control, actually, of this previous range here. You can see it held up pretty well. But anyway, so what do we have left? Well, we have the Asia low down here, right? The time zone is London time, by the way. UTC plus. We have the Asian low here, right? But as I said, you know, this is very glaring for me, for obvious reasons with this liquidity, right? So I'm just cautious of that. I'm just cautious of it. Before we broke structure, we have a couple of order blocks down here. I kind of only like one of them. Like value area low of that consolidation back there. The high volume node as well, right? Actually thought I had this marked out already, but I don't. You know, I liked it, but there's this liquidity sitting here, you know, and it's kind of hard to take a trade off something that has like this being set up. So I'll wait. I'll see and wait what happens if we get there. Was responsible for a change of character, but honestly, I feel like this is just pure inducement, and it's just going to come down into this wick, you know, down here. Green vector candle wick. I just don't like that. I just don't like that. It just doesn't make me very confident, right, in taking trades. I'll mark out this whole 10-minute block. I'll say this is a 10-minute block that led to change character. And actually, it's a vector block as well. It has a vector above it. Let's say that 10-minute. And what is it? It's a value area low. It's a past range value area low, and I'd say it's a high volume node as well, right? Change this to past. Where is it? Past range value area low. So we have a change of character. Whether we like it or not, we're kind of bullish here. We came in and we mitigated fair value gap, which led to the UK Open, right? Here, where we took this liquidity. Do I have anything else marked here? No. Took this liquidity here. We took a lot of it. You know, we even came on the 1 minute. We came into this little consolidation area here, you know, which had already kind of mitigated all of its little gaps on the way up. So this isn't the worst, even though I don't like this liquidity. It's a valid area. It's a valid area. So we mitigated gap. You can see here. Half an hour is a small gap here. came right in, we mitigated that. And then we came up into this vector recovery, right? And that's where we are now. That's where we are now. What do we have above us? Well, we have US. This large, just a massive short squeeze, I think. You know, they really went for it. And we've changed character. This could have been, you know, potentially seen as a break of structure, but it was coming into a bullish pull, and then we actually ended up breaking here. Right? Now, I would mark this as a kind of break of structure, but it's like, it's kind of, it gives me low liquidity vibes. I feel like because they can still come back here and maintain this narrative, right? So upside potential. Go back to the 30-minute. We have a 30-minute block here. Now, my worry is, what was this block responsible for, right? Responsible for this, but we barely got any closes below here. We got closes on lower time frames, but I can't ignore these wicks, you know. So I'd be cautious. Like, I'd be cautious if we came up into this block. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. If I see price coming up here, hanging around, and it's at a good time, you know, before US, really, I might take a short from it, but I'm not super sold on it. It is a high volume area. It's a gap below it. Price being able to pass this and really being unable to pass this might lead to it having a pullback. So I'll see if we get there. In that zone, what do we have? Well, I don't really have a very convincing wash. I mean, it's kind of taken liquidity. You could argue that, I mean, like, I don't know. I can't really draw a very nice curve here. Well, it kind of makes me feel like they've done pretty well to kind of lock people out. But let's say we're talking about coming into US. Let's say price comes into here, messes around, and then they bring it up for US. I do see potential in this US area for a short. But again, they could come up here during news and just, you know, just ruin it. Like, but we have like a 5-minute block, which is also a nice little 10-minute block. Argue that's mitigated. We use the 5-minute block for, and it led to a change of character. I mean, yeah, it led to a change of character. I'll call that a change of character. In the 5 minutes, change of character. So I'll say change of character. Bearish change of character, and I'd say that took a nice amount of liquidity. So I would look for this get taken. It's a 5-minute OB. Is there anything else around there? Well, I hate this consolidation, but if I had to, I would take a range tool from here. You can see it's a high volume node. We have the value area high of this consolidation. Around here, the point of control is below. I'd look for if price comes up there and it's behaving right there. I'd entertain the idea, you know. So I'll say past consolidation, value area high, and I'd be looking for it to kind of get caught in this this bearish pull that's going on here, right? So we have this high, and the result of that is this low, right? Which changes character, breaks structure, right? And this tells me that this little pocket here is a potential bearish pull. That could lead to something. Yeah, above it, I don't know if these are really going to last if price comes up here, right? I don't know if that's going to last. So you'd want to see something convincing happening here. I would anyway. But anyway, that's something. Liquidity there. What's happening now? Right. Okay. So EU had a push up, which was a flush, right? Big flush. Now it's coming down. It's just taken the Asia low, right? And it's coming into this area here. Now, times are important. What's CME doing? He's doing the exact same thing. That's interesting. Actually, SP's lows here look way nicer, which kind of builds confidence for this area potentially having a long. I like this way more actually now that I've looked at ES. So I got timed. I kind of got windows, right? I got windows. To me, this seems kind of bullish in precedent, right? Because what did it do? Well, it jumped, it moved around, it did a load of nothing, but maintained this bullish change of character. And actually, all this did was widen structure, right? You can see when Asia was ranging, like structure was really tight, right? And then UK came in and just widened it while maintaining the fact that we're still bullish, right? Now, yeah, we've internally changed character a bit, but you got to realize, we're still in this bigger pull, and that's it's just important. It's important to remember not to get too scared of these big moves, because that's what they do, is they widen structure, but they do it in a way that allows them to maintain that bullish push. Now, look, this could literally break through these lows right now. This could be some kind of lower high, but to me, this kind of maneuvering, I would still be aware of the chance of longs could happen in here, right? So over the next while, I would look for price to base out, I have my areas internally of interest. I'm aware of the bigger picture structure. And if price keeps coming up and really starts making really bearish, consistent breaks of structure internally here, then I might reconsider the fact that you could say that this was a big enough bearish break and that price is going to come down. But, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if it will. I would be kind of looking for longs around here, I think. Now, the way I treat the UK session is I have like windows. I have windows and I have times, and I like to expect certain movement in order to reinforce my narrative, right? One of the things I like now is that this is an hour after UK Open, and we're taking liquidity, bullish. We're taking liquidity and we're bullish structure, but it's kind of external, right? Because we had this and we had up and down. Now we've broken out of this opening area, because they open up here, right? So I kind of like the idea of that. Now, I may have missed my trade. Obviously, there was a really nice short up here. We did took sell side liquidity instantly as we opened. But these big red candles. Now, I'm going to open up. This is my baby. It's Market Cipher. And it really helps me understand what they're doing with these candles. Structure alone, I can do a lot with it, but I love this. I love this guy. What happened here? Well, money flow didn't decrease as price did, which led to that push up. So that's regular money flow div. Bullish. Money flow is still blue, right? Which is good. And if we work our way up, I want to see where that thick money flow comes in, right? This kind of just tells me that there's steam in this, steam in this push. We have vector recovery up here. Kinda, we mitigated that one. We have one here, and we do have liquidity up here from US, So yeah, I mean, if we start making bullish structure in here, I wouldn't shy away from kind of hopping on, right? Kind of how I feel right now. I think I'm bullish. For today. But I'll see. Let's see. Things can change. You got to take every kind of potentiality into account, right? You got to go, oh, well, maybe I should have kind of interpreted this sign here as, for example, let's say this. All right, take it from this guy, right? Maybe I should have had this as a break of structure. Therefore, should have been bearish, right? But this liquidity into this pool, with that strong move away, I'd be interested. Now, I would look at ES as well, because ES's lows look way nicer down here. Right, take a little bit of liquidity here. This looks like it looks stronger on ES than it does on NQ. So yeah, that's it. We're kind of playing internally. I mean, I with the news that's coming out, I would not be really interested in anything external at this stage. Like, like news could just do like this kind of shit, and I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in getting in, getting out, nice little internal trade, my UK session, and US can have its mania-filled panic attack as much as it wants. And I'll be already out of the market. So, that's my 2 cents for today. I hope you got something from this. If you have any questions about what the hell I was doing and maybe the way I do blocks or the way I look at structure or what the hell, what's all of these squiggles down here with the red and the blue, then yeah, shoot me a message. And I'll try and help you out as best I can. Happy trading, guys, and we'll catch you tomorrow.